Hi, hello and welcome back to F1 Challenge VB. My name is Mephisto and our epic journey through the history of Formula 1 continues today with the second round of the 1964 season, the Dutch Grand Prix. It was held on the 24th of May, it had 18 entries, 17 of them took part in the race, with 4 ending up retiring. The race consisted of 80 laps completed in 2 hours, 7 minutes and 35 seconds. Dan Gurney started the race from pole with Jim Clark in second, Graham Hill third, Surtees fourth, McLaren fifth and Arundel started from 6th. After a superb drive, Jim Clark won the 1964 Dutch Grand Prix from Surtees, who finished 53.6 seconds after Clark. Peter Arundel crossed the line in 3rd, he was 1 lap down. Graham Hill finished the race in 4th, he was also 1 lap down. Chris Amon came home in 5th, he was 1 lap down as well. And rounding off the top 6 was Bob Anderson, who was 2 laps adrift. Clark was the fastest man of the race, setting a lap time of 1 minute 32.8 seconds. Welcome to the amazing Zandvoort circuit, where a lap starts off with a long sprint down into turn 1, a tight right hand hairpin. Careful on the exit as the track tends to be quite slippery. Next, we come through this medium speed left-right chicane which feeds into turn 4, a left-hand hairpin. From here the track opens up quite a bit until we reach turn 7, a fast right-hander. Feed the car through the banked corner, keeping close to the inside. The track opens up once more until we reach turn 12, another fast right-hander. This leads into turn 13, a fast right-hand sweeper that brings us around onto the main straight, and that is a lap around the Zandvoort circuit. And here we are in qualifying, coming around to set our first time lap, a 125.551, which isn't all that good, although it's not very bad either, although, well, that's actually almost 10 seconds slower than John Surtees' pole time, so that's actually quite bad. And then I managed to set a 123.922, however this was the fastest I could go. No matter what I tried, I couldn't go any faster as I kind of mounted the curb there. Well, not really a curb, but yeah, I tried to go faster than this, but the car just wouldn't go any faster through the corner, so that is that. And here are the previous Dutch Grand Prix winners. Last time we won a race here was back in 1961, so hopefully we'll do good here today. That would be absolutely awesome. As we take a look at the grid, and we have Graham Hill on pole with John Surtees in second. Lorenzo Bandini is in 3rd, followed by Joe Siffert in 4th. In 5th we have Bruce McLaren, and rounding off the top 6th we have Bob Anderson. Mike Spence is in 7th, followed by Peter Revston in 8th. 9th is Maurice Tintignan, followed by Gerhard Mitter in 10th. In 11th we have Tony Maggs, followed by Andy Higgs in 12th. Frank Gardner is 13th, Joe Bonnier 14th. 15th is Hap Sharp, followed by André Pilet in 16th. 17th is Debufort, Baghetti is 18th. And in 19th we have Bernard Colomb. Yes, we only have 19 cars on the grid today, so that's going to be quite interesting. Actually, there should be only 18, but I kind of messed that up. There should have been 1 car less in the Monaco Grand Prix as well, but yeah, I messed that up, sorry. Anyway, we are off for the Dutch Grand Prix. A bit of a very slow start for Andy. I kind of fiddled around with the clutch there. I couldn't quite get to bite it at the correct point, and well, that showed as we lost 1 position. We are now down in 13th as we come into the chicane here. I tried to make a move on Tony Maggs, but there's simply no room. He pretty much puts the car in front on the racing line, so there's not much I can do about that, but hopefully we can overtake him soon enough. As we take another look at the start of the race, again quite slow on Andy's part, but with a bit of wheel spin we finally get going and charge into turn 1 here. Lost a position, but again hopefully we'll be able to regain that position soon enough in the race out. There's still plenty of time as I have a massive lockup coming into the chicane, and I actually noticed this, the brakes on these cars are absolutely sensitive. Anyway, coming around the final corner there, I managed to overtake Tony Maggs, so we move back up into 12th, and hopefully we'll be able to catch Frank Gardner as well, who pulls away. And as we come into turn 1 here, wheel to wheel, however, he has more speed, more momentum, and he manages to carry that through the corner However, we managed to overtake Maurice Intinya, so we move up into 11th, and hopefully soon enough we'll be able to overtake Frank Gardner as well. That will be absolutely fantastic as we come through this left-hand hairpin. I try to pull alongside him, however I can't. I don't really have the drive out of the corner. I then try to stay on the inside, however he shuts the door and shuts the door again through this right-hander. I can't get through, however coming into this high-speed right-hander I managed to carry more speed through the corner than him, and we move up into 10th place, which is absolutely fantastic. Now chasing after Gerhard Mitter. Now we move along on to lap 5, and we caught up to Peter Revson, who was overtaken by Gerhard Mitter. We overtake Revson ourselves as well and move up into 10th. Later towards the end of lap 5, the AI started to move really slowly. I gained a couple of positions and just about to overtake Graham Hill. There we go. We are now up in 6th. Mike Spence is next. Hopefully we can overtake him as well. Yes, we can. And next we have Bruce McLaren, and there in front is the reason why everyone is slow. That's Karel Godin de Beaufort in his very slow Porsche. He held everyone back. He was being lapped by everyone. However, he managed to give us an advantage, and I moved up into 4th place. Now coming through this left hairpin on lap 6, and I managed to overtake Joe Sifford for 3rd place. That's absolutely fantastic. And now chasing after Lorenzo Bandini, who is about 4 seconds up the road. I go a bit wide through that right-hander, but I managed to keep it together. And then on towards the end of lap 6, Lorenzo Bandini loses control of his car, almost crashed into him, avoided him, but that caused me to go wide, and I was very surprised that I didn't lose the car there. Now starting lap 7 here, coming into turn 1, Lorenzo Bandini manages to overtake me. His car is faster on the straight, so that wasn't very good. However, a little bit later on, as we come through this right-hander, I managed to overtake him once again. However, I go very wide, and that causes me to lose 3 positions. So we're now back down in 5th and chasing after Siffert once again. Hopefully we can gather ourselves together and overtake him eventually. Now moving on towards the end of lap 8, coming through the final few corners of lap 8, I'm about to overtake Siffert, and then Bandini loses control of his car, crashes into Mike Spence, almost takes out both of them and myself as well. However, I managed to kind of avoid that crisis, and we move up in 2nd. However, Joe Siffert manages to get a better drive out of the final corner and overtakes us. But as we start lap 9 here, we are wheel to wheel coming out of the left-hand hairpin, and we move back up into 2nd position, chasing after John Surtees, who's 44.5 seconds up the road. That's a very long way to go. I'm not sure if we can do it, although there's still plenty of time left in the race, so maybe we can catch him. As we now move on to lap 15, we've caught up to a bunch of slow-moving cars, but they should move out of the way and let me chase after John Surtees. We are slowly, very slowly catching up to him. Hopefully things will go alright as we take a look at a replay of Giancarlo Baghetti coming through this right-hander, goes wide, hits the wall there, loses his front left, his engine bursts into flames, and he is out of the race, and that's the first official retirement of the race. As we now move on to lap 19, still chasing after John Surtees. We are now 26.3 seconds behind him, so we are catching up to him. That's absolutely fantastic, as we see De Beaufort there in his very slow Porsche, and who eventually retires on this lap. And we see him coming through this right-hander. He pulls to the side, and apparently he had a suspension problem, so he is out of the race as well. Now we move on to lap 21, and Surtees manages to pull away. He is now 35.1 seconds up the road, so he managed to pull increase the gap between us, which is not very good. As we now take a look at a replay of Joe Bonnier coming through this right-hander. André Pilet then crashes into the rear of Bonnier, spins him around. He ends up at the side of the road there. I speed up the footage a little bit here. He tries to get back, but eventually gives up and retires from the race. That's quite unfortunate for him. As we now catch up to Peter Revson and a bunch of slow moving cars on lap 27 coming here through this right-hander. Peter Revson pushes me very wide through that corner, however I managed to keep the car on track and we get past a few of them as we take a look at a replay of Maurice Trintignant coming through this right-hander, goes wide, crashes into the wall as well. His engine bursts into flames and he is also out of the Grand Prix as we now take a look at a replay of John Surtees coming around to set the fastest lap of the race, almost 1 second slower than the track record, so that's quite impressive for John Surtees. So alright, as we now move on to the final lap, lap 28. We've just started lap 28 and John Surtees crosses the line to win the Dutch Grand Prix. He pulled away massively. We were more than 1 minute behind by this point, so as much as I tried, I couldn't catch him, especially thanks to the slow traffic around the track. It was quite frustrating to try and get around them as we take a look at a replay of Surtees crossing the line and taking the win of the Dutch Grand Prix. And here we are coming around to finish second. That's 6 points on the board. Obviously that's very good, although I would have liked to have 9 points, but that's neither here nor there now. Surtees proved to be very, very fast, which is quite unusual. Ferrari was not very good in 1964, to be completely honest, but hey, it happened, so there we go. And here are the retirements. Only 4 people retired, which is quite impressive. That's not something you generally expect from this game, but hey, it happened, so that's very, very nice. But anyway, here are the career statistics, and this was Andy's 123rd Grand Prix. His best start is from first, has 8 pole positions, has set 17 fastest laps. His best finishes in first, has completed 79 races, 63 of them in the points, has won 36 races, 4 at the Indianapolis 500, 6 in Monaco, has 7 championships under his belt, has scored a total of 427 points, has retired 44 times, has experienced 2,670 out of 3,310 laps, has 6 bronze trophies, 14 silver trophies, 36 gold trophies, and as an extension, 36 podiums. And here is a quick look at the championship standings. Jim Clark and John Surtees sharing the lead of the championship with Peter Revson in 3rd, Andy Higgs in 4th, Bernard Colomb and Mike Spence fighting for 5th, Frank Gardner being the last person to score points down in 11th, and Joe Bonnier bringing up the bottom of the standings down in 28th. So that is the driver's standings. Let's now take a look at the constructors. And here we have Team Lotus leading the championship from Ferrari, who are 2nd, Peter Revson in 3rd, Honda Research and Development Company in 4th. In 5th we have Bernard Colomb and Maurice Trintignant and Siffert Racing Team fighting for 6th. The last team to score points are John Wilmot Automobiles in 9th, and bringing up the bottom of the Constructors Championship are Brabham Racing Organization. So that was the Dutch Grand Prix. Quite a good, or rather decent result for Andy. Again, I tried as much as I could to catch up to Surtees there, but in the end it didn't really work out. His car was faster. I got bogged down in traffic quite a lot, even more so than Surtees, so that's how by the end of it he managed to pull such a huge gap on us, which is kind of unfortunate, but hey, there's still time in the season. This is only the 2nd round and there are 8 more races, so there's still time to catch up. But anyway, that is the end of this video. Don't quite know what else to add to that. It was quite an exciting race. There was quite a bit of battling. I had quite a lot of fun actually, especially with Joe Siffert there in the first few laps. Then when I lost a couple of positions and regained those, that was quite fun, I would say. But yeah, that is the end of this video. Don't forget to vote for next season's team. Link is in the description. I also have a 2nd channel where I will be playing all sorts of different games. At the moment I'm doing a playthrough of Homefront and the Red Solstice. So if you're interested in any of those games and more, there will be a link in the description to my 2nd channel as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, stay sharp.